What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jeff Hill, and I'm coming from beautiful Amsterdam. So I'm going to record a quick video today talking about how to think better. I think a lot of times people don't necessarily think through their thinking, or it's commonly said in some of my professions, you have to inspect what you expect. So this video is going to be all about thinking. One of those things that I used to do as a child was a lot of jigsaw puzzles. That's what we did as a family. We would literally get a 1,000-piece puzzle, sit at the table and put it together. And sometimes when you are looking at your life, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. All the pieces fit, but sometimes we don't quite understand how they fit until you put other things in perspective or other puzzle pieces in the right spot. Then the picture becomes clear and you know what fits where. So throughout your life, as you're thinking through some of your goals, think about that. Just keep visualizing a jigsaw puzzle and understanding the piece is going to fit somewhere. And when you want it to fit, it might not be necessarily time for that piece to go there until you put other things in perspective. So I'm going to cover 5 quick things. The first thing is make time to think. One of the things you should do when you start your day off is spend a little time meditating, whether that's 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever that is. Just stop, clear your mind, and think about what you want in your life. See, thinking is a lost art. And because there's mental activity, we think we're thinking, but I don't mean just, oh, I got to go get bread today. I got to pick up the kids. I don't mean stuff like that. I understand that's a part of life as well. What I mean is, what do you really want in your life? And are you thinking about what it takes to get there? Thinking takes energy. It takes time. It takes actual effort. Because if it's called metacognition, if you don't think about your thinking, you're already losing the battle. So if you're not inspecting what you're expecting, you're losing the battle. So take time and create the space to really understand what it is that you want. Step number 2, focus on thinking about what it is and how to improve. So if my goal is to lose weight, I've been thinking about this for a while, like, you know what, it's probably time for me to go ahead and get in shape, lose this, these unwanted pounds. But now, what is it that I want and how am I going to get it? Is it time to go ahead and pick up some fitness magazines, go to the gym, start creating those habits? Or maybe you say, you know what, I know I don't have that huge amount of discipline. It's just time for me to go ahead and hire a trainer. Maybe that's what it is, but you got to think about what it is that you want and what it's going to take for you to get there. Step number 3, eliminate errors and outdated thinking. This is something that I would say a lot of people are charged with. It's called paradigms. Paradigms were put there by the people who came before you. So your parents, the way they thought, the way you saw them to respond to things, that shaped your thinking or your paradigm of how something should go. For example, this is a topic that's commonly used. Everybody says, oh, racism is dead. No, it's still alive and well because some people still have that level of thinking. So if that doesn't serve your higher purpose, it's outdated. Some of your laws and philosophies around money are completely outdated. So if you're still hanging on to that same level of thinking and negative and dark energy around whatever it is that you want that promotes you to be a higher being, you have to get rid of it. So the errors come from, if I want to make money, do I believe or can I think about how my relationship is with money? Go back and challenge yourself and go talk to your parents and grandparents on what their views are about money. And if you have a lack, then talk to them about it. A lot of times what's in your life is coming from what you heard them say. I have friends who they love to hang out with their family members, and I get it. But their family members are holding them back because when they get around the right energy and the people who are outthinking them, there's a big difference. There's always a resistance when I'm talking to my friends about how to live their best life, how to create more income, how to get to the 6 figures. And it's good when I'm around them, they can start to see, I can see the wheels turning, but when they go back to their family, like, oh, it's pie in the sky, that kind of thing. And then they're right back down. So when you surround yourself with the thinking that outthinks you, you can start to eliminate a lot of those errors and outdated thinking. But if you stay in your same circle, you're going to have what they have. It's often said your income is going to be the center of the 5 people you hang out with the most and the books that you read. Or think about it like this. 5 years from now, your income, your net worth, your value is going to be because of the people you hang out with and the books you have read. So what are you doing right now to increase that? 4, stimulate your brain. There's a lot of apps out there. Luminosity is one of them. It challenges you to think critically. We spend so much energy doing stuff that doesn't serve us. It's absolutely crazy, like watching TV, reading the wrong stuff, garbage in, garbage out. And because we have apps out there that provide so much stuff for us, we don't have to really use our brain power. And a lot of times, if we need something, we press a button and speak it, and the answer's right there. Think about what it used to be. Depending on how old you are, there was a time you had to go to the library, you had to actually search for something, you had to go to the library, do a decimal system, all that kind of stuff. And I get it. Technology has allowed a lot of that stuff to not have to be a thing, but don't let that those outdated habits lose you. That's something that's good. Using your brain power to get what you want out of life, stimulating and keeping your mind sharp, reading a lot, having great conversations. My God, travel. So when I travel, it's always fun to meet people from different places in the world because I get to learn different perspectives. And a lot of times, depending on where you're from, if you are watching the news is really good about skewing what's going on. For example, I just came back from Paris. So in the United States, there's a lot of media coverage about all the protests and civil unrest and all this kind of stuff going on in Paris. And albeit that might have been true, but I saw none of that, and I was all over Paris. So I had people back home asking me, man, what's going on? Do you see a lot of protests? I'm thinking, no. I saw not one protester. And even my Airbnb host said, listen, I know you're going to see this in the news, but that's not what it is. It's like when they do protests, it's certain days, certain times. So it's not like, 24/7, this big mass chaos. It wasn't that at all. And I riding the train from Paris to Amsterdam, I was sitting across from people who were from Florida, and we had the same conversation. We didn't see any of that. Now, I wasn't going out looking for the protests. I'm not trying to report on it, but my thing was that wasn't the case. But a lot of times, our perspective comes from what we're being fed. So if you keep letting the media feed your mind on what you should think and how you should live, you're going to find yourself in a box, in a circle, because we're afraid to get out because the media told us we shouldn't. But when you go out and travel and you see what's real, you understand you don't have to live in fear. You can go out and travel. Now, I'm not saying there's not places or people and things that are dangerous, but that's anywhere you go. So don't discount being able to learn something firsthand. And the last thing, write down your thoughts. Journaling is absolutely important. So when you typically journal, what happens is you allow the creative parts of your mind to be expressed on paper. And sometimes you don't really know what you're really thinking until you start to write it down. Now, going back to inspecting what you expect, we might set a goal, and in our mind, that's our goal. But for some reason, we haven't gotten rid of the outdating thinking or the errors that's not allowing us to get that goal. See, it's kind of like I say, okay, great. My goal is to make $20,000 this month. Okay, great. That's my goal. But then my thoughts are, no, you probably can't do that. Oh, you're not making enough calls. It's that kind of stuff that's playing in our mind over and over and over. And for some reason, we never stop, because for us, it's like, oh, that's just thoughts. I know what I really want, but you don't get what you think, you get what you do. So if your thinking and your actions line up, that's when the results come. And give yourself a little grace. It's not an overnight process. Sometimes you have to create the habits of it. You have to create the habit of inspecting what you're expecting, because if not, your thoughts will be giving you the wrong things. So if you're on this journey for a while and you're not getting the results that you want, you have to take the time to really think about what's going on in your mind. Don't let those negative movies continue to play on, because that's what you're really, really getting. So you're thinking, oh, I'm reading the right stuff and I'm listening to the right audios, but I'm still not getting it. Sometimes those thoughts, which are also producing the actions, which are getting the habits, which are creating the results, is what leading you astray. So go back and watch this video and take time to think about it. So the quick 5 things: make time to think, focus on thinking about what you want and how to get it, eliminate the errors and the outdated thinking, stimulate your brain, and write down your thoughts. So again, this is Jeff Hill. I'm going to go out, have fun in Amsterdam. So make sure you follow me on social media, like, subscribe, share this to all your friends. Because my goal this year is to do more content and produce more things for you guys to really learn from. Because if not, if you don't have the right mentors in your circle, that's part of the problem. So again, I've successfully created 6 figures in different industries. And my goal is to continue to show you guys how to do that. Because the more people to do that, the better we're all going to be. So go out, have fun, make life an adventure. Thank you for watching.